Well, hello scrappers, Mike here, welcome back to my channel. And today we are going to pick up where I left off in that last video, which was really more of a blooper reel than anything. It was a Christmas present to all you folks out there who wanted to see the bloopers when I'm doing stuff, because nothing went right in that last video. I'm just trying to couple down this this lead that is from washing all that stuff that I got from Mount Baker Mining and Metals to try and concentrate the precious metals in it. And well, nothing went right. Everything failed. That video came out early this morning, and there's been a lot of views and a lot of comments already, and some really good comments. I appreciate it. Some really good ideas on how to build large cupels using Portland cement. I really appreciate the good ideas that are coming in. You guys have a lot of collective intelligence out there, a lot of collective wisdom and insight, and sometimes you just see the obvious that I miss. Like, several people so far have said, why don't you just use an old crucible? They're designed to take the heat. Well, I've got a few old crucibles laying around that are pretty much too thin for me to do anything important with anymore. I'd be afraid that they'd crack and dump the liquid all over the inside of the furnace, but you know, they probably work for this, so sure. Why not? And some other good ideas too. My buddy Jim out in Scottsdale, who sends me a lot of good stuff, thank you Jim, he suggested just using a large diameter pipe cap, steel pipe cap. Those are pretty thick, and they would probably hold up in the foundry too. But since I have you know, old crucibles around, we're going to try this again with an old crucible. So I'm going to fill this up with Portland cement and sort of dish it out on top. We'll put it in the furnace, we'll heat it up, we'll put the lead in, and we'll see if I can finally get this big chunk of lead coupled down, okay? And we'll see if there's any precious metals in it. There ought to be. There ought to be. So we'll see. Hopefully this won't turn into a New Year's surprise blooper reel for you. Hopefully we'll actually get something good done today. Okay, so let me get some gloves on, and we'll start making a big couple. All right, yeah, this memory card on my camera got full there, so had to stop. But okay, I think we'll go with this and see how well it works. So let me get this in the foundry furnace and get it heating up, and then once it's good and hot, we'll put the lead in and see how it goes this time. Hopefully no more catastrophes. All right. Okay, let's get this going. You know, the last attempt at this with the stainless steel pot that failed on me was actually looked like it was working pretty darn well right up to the point where it failed. So hopefully this will work as well as the stainless steel pot and not fail. That would be ideal. Hot. Then we'll put the lead in it. Alright, this has had a chance to warm up. Let's put the lead in. I will adjust the burner for a highly oxidizing flame, and we will see what happens. I hope you can see the lead prill in there. Looks like it's starting to melt. It's dark in there, I know. It's bright sunlight out here, but it looks like it's starting to melt down in there. So we'll just let it go and see what happens. I'll give you another look in a bit. It's fully melted in there. Like maybe we got some oxides running off, so that's cool. All right, not sure where that bubbling's coming from. I tried to pack the Portland cement into the crucible enough that there wasn't a lot of air voids underneath, but I don't know. I hope that's showing up. Seems to be a little bit of bubbling. And there's a puddle of molten slag that was on the prill, sort of floating there on the edge of the lead pool. Hey, that could be the next Marvel super character. Lead pool. He's slow, but he gets the job done. Okay, we'll see what happens. Just let this go. No rush. Okay, I don't know how well that's showing up because I can't see the viewfinder on my phone out here in the bright sun. But that lead is bubbling really hard in there. I can only think it's air escaping from the Portland cement. Maybe I didn't preheat it enough before I put the lead in and there's still air escaping. So I can see it's blowing little bits of lead up the sides of the makeshift cupola there. Hopefully this will stop soon. And we'll just get some nice quiet cupellation going on in there. Hopefully. I hope this doesn't turn into another blooper video. Okay, the bubbling seems to be calming down and we're starting to get a dark rind around the pool of lead, so that tells me probably we're absorbing the lead oxide that's rolling off. I can see the lead oxide coating on the surface kind of forming and rolling off, so I would say it's working. So far without any catastrophes. Hopefully we can continue without any. Well, it's been about a half an hour. There's still some bubbling going on, which I'm a little surprised about. But it looks like the lead pool is definitely getting smaller, and there's a big rind of oxide around it. So I guess this is kind of working. That's another of lead pool's superpowers. He gets smaller over time, and if you're lucky, he gives up some precious metals in the end. I should write comic books. Okay, I'm starting to lose faith in this. This has been going on for over an hour, and the puddle doesn't seem to have gotten any smaller lately. What I'm seeing is there's a lot of lead oxide forming, but it's just puddling on top of the lead. It is not soaking into the Portland cement. So I can't believe all that Portland cement is saturated already. For some reason it's not getting down to the stuff lower down below the lead. That's what I'm thinking. Because there is quite a puddle. It may not be showing up, but there is quite a puddle of lead oxide on top of the lead. And it's just not going anywhere. I think I'm just wasting propane here, so I'm going to shut it down and let it cool off. Ooh, that's lead oxide vapor coming out of there. Let me get out of the breeze there. And let this cool down, and I'll pry that button of lead out of there, and we'll see how much weight we've lost. Because I weighed that prill at the end of the last episode. So I know how much the prill weighed. So we'll see how much lead we've actually gotten rid of. Maybe this crucible just isn't wide enough, and there isn't enough area for the lead oxide to drain down into the Portland cement down below. I don't know. Just thinking out loud. Let me know what you think. Leave a comment, suggestion, whatever. This isn't going well. So far, no catastrophe. It's just not behaving the way it ought to. So it's the next day. This has cooled down. Looking at it out of the furnace, it does look like the puddle has shrunk a lot. I'm thinking that they're just... I think I just put too big a piece of lead in here for the diameter of this, and it wasn't sinking in. I don't know. I don't know what was going on. Why the lead oxide wasn't absorbing into the Portland cement. I don't know. Let me see if I can get this out of here. Let's see if I can pry this chunk of lead out of there without making a total mess of it, which I probably will do. Okay, if I'm going to hammer on stuff, we'll come over here to this other bench so I don't rattle all the glass work in my fume hood. Lighting's not as good, but less chance of damaging anything, you know? I tend to store my glassware in my fume hood, a lot of it, because I don't have any other good spot to store it. And that's where it mostly gets used. Well, okay. Yeah, it looks like just a little ways down is cement that has not absorbed any lead oxide, so that really didn't work all that well. Huh. Yeah, but this stuff did absorb lead oxide. Yeah, some of this stuff here. What I might try to do is save this stuff and see if I can recover my lead from it. Put it in a different crucible with some flux and a reducing agent, like maybe flour or charcoal, and see if I can get the lead back out of it. So as for this, well, yeah, there's Portland cement right on the back of the lead that is not at least bit, you know, reacted with lead oxide. I guess it couldn't run underneath the puddle. So let me see if I can clean this up a little better, because there's a lot of crap stuck on it, and we'll weigh it and see how much lead we've still got here. Okay. All right. I think I've managed to clean this thing up pretty well. There's still a little bit of stuff stuck to it, but it's mostly lead. We started out with a prill that was 274 grams. So we've lost 152 grams. So, yeah, more than half the weight's gone. So this actually did work. Got rid of a lot of that lead. So the only question now is, do I make up another one of those makeshift cupels? Or do I go with what the Amazon man just dropped off? Just a little bit ago. Look at that. So, these are cupels designed to handle 100 grams of lead. So I could probably cut that in half and do it in 2 of these. And see what we get. And I'm thinking that's probably the way I want to go, because these are designed for that. They work for this better than, you know, anything I've tried so far. Although, you know, this actually did kind of work out, I have to say. Thanks for the idea, guys. Several of you suggested using an old crucible. But I think what I'll do is I'll just cut this in half, and hopefully I can just cut it with metal shears. We'll see. Wad it up so it'll fit. You know, each half will fit in here, and I think I'll do 2 of these. And we'll see what we get. I've been waiting on these for a while. Took a while to get here. So, yeah, but it's going to have to be another day, because we got thunderstorms rolling in off the Gulf, and the weather is about to go to hell. So, another day. So I'll be back when the weather's a little better, and we'll do this. Okay, got the 2 cupels in there. Gonna get them good and hot. Get the furnace fired up here. Everybody says just buy an electric furnace for this. Well, like I made of money, okay? This is a hobby after all. So, yeah, those electric furnaces are expensive, so it may be a little while before I get one. So for now, we're going to do it this way. So I'm going to let those cupels get really good and hot before I put the lead in them. I don't want to have more bubbling issues like last time. Alright, everything in here is good and orange hot. Now the lead broke into pieces when I tried to bust it up or beat it into a ball, but that's okay. I think it'll still work just fine. There we go. Okay. Let me adjust the burner for a much more oxygen-rich flame. And oh, the lead's melting already. Nice. Yep. And hopefully we'll have some uneventful cupellation going on in there. Alright, we got some nice quiet cupellation going on. Now the one on the right seems to be going a lot faster than the one on the left. There must be more oxygen in that area. That's the only thing I can think of. But yeah, I can see the oxide film forming and running off on the one on the right, but not so much on the one on the left. Because maybe it's just the angle I'm at too. But yeah, also the dark rind is expanding around the one on the right much faster than on the left, so we'll see. I might swap their positions later, just to sort of even things out, but I'm going to let it go for now, because it's working. Okay, I took the lid off of the foundry furnace, and they're getting much more oxygen. Cupellation's going well in both of them right now, as long as they stay hot enough for it to continue with the lid off. That's the one thing I'm worried about, but yeah, they're both going good right now. Ooh, it's hot, I gotta back up. Well, it's taken a while, but we're getting there. Cupelling always seems to take longer than I think it should. May just be there's not enough oxygen in my propane furnace. That slows things down, I'm thinking. But we are getting there. Just gotta keep letting it roll. Well, we're getting down to it. How big will the buttons be that are left? Getting close to knowing. Won't be too much longer. Well, I think the one on the right is done. It's not getting any smaller, and it's kind of got irregular shaped, like it's got silver sprouts coming out of it. The one on the left, a little while longer to go, but you can see the oxide rolling off, so it's working. Okay, not much longer, they'll be done. Well, how small will they get? How much is going to be left? Should know pretty darn soon. So here they are, finally done. I gotta let them cool down a little bit before I pull them out. And then we'll see what we got. Interestingly, they are not nice round beads. They're kind of squashed and flattened. Not sure why. You guys have any ideas? Leave a comment, let me know what you think's going on. Oh, that's hot. Okay, these are gonna have to cool down for a while before I do anything with them. So here they are out of the furnace, still wicked hot, can't do anything with them yet. Even though these cupels are rated for 100 grams of lead and each one had less than that in it, they do look like they are fully saturated with oxide. In fact, it has run down into the bits of fire brick I had them sitting on and glued them to the fire brick. Now this one here is kind of shiny. Focus. Kind of shiny, but it's all flattened out. It's not a bead. This one here is not a bead, and it's all rough. This one froze first. This one was the one that took longer. So, not sure what's going on here. But once they cool down, I'll see if I can pry those beads out of there and we'll get a weight on them. And, yeah, I might have to do some parting in nitric acid, see what we got there. Looks like mostly silver. But there should be some gold in there from the gold plating on all those fine bits that went through there. Okay, gotta let these cool. Way hot right now. Okay, these have cooled down enough that I could get the beads out. But look at this. Look at how much lead oxide came right through these things. These things got completely saturated with lead oxide, which may be why it took so long, because they weren't absorbing it anymore. It was just going right through into the fire brick underneath them. I don't know if I got sold a pig in a poke or what, but these are supposed to be able to handle 100 grams of lead. And each of them had only a little over half that in it. And, very weird. Okay, as for the beads, well, one came out whole. The other one fractured into about 3 pieces. It's very brittle. They were stuck to the cupels really well. So let me get them out of here and get them on the scale, and we'll see what we got. My scale's going all over the place. It's a bit breezy out here. I'll call it 0.46 grams between the 2 beads. Now, question is, guys, something's not right here. I mean, clearly they are metallic, and it's not showing up on the video, but this one's kind of a little coppery or goldish colored. This one's very silvery colored. Flip it over. And it's got a slight coppery color looking on the bottom, but silvery on top. So I'm wondering, should I try to part these with acid, or should I try to purify them a little more? Maybe put both these beads in one cupel with a little more lead and refire them and see if I can get them. I think we got some impurities here, because they are just not acting right. You know, they're not becoming nice little beads at the end. They're becoming these squashed, funky looking things. So I'm thinking maybe I ought to repurify them, try cupelling them again with a little more lead in a fresh cupel. Let me know. I think I'm going to end this video here, but where I go from here is going to depend on what you guys leave in the comments on this video, okay? So leave a comment and let me know what you think, how I should proceed, and in the next video in this series, that's the way I'll go. Well, thanks a lot for watching this video. At least we got this stuff finally cupeled down. It's not quite right to my eye, but we're there. So if you found this at all interesting, educational, informative, inspirational, whatever, give it a like, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to see my future videos. Press the little bell icon YouTube wants to press to be notified when new videos come out. And check out my second channel, ElectroGeek64. Good stuff going on there if you're into electronics or retro computing. And I will see you in the next video. Thanks a lot for watching this one. Bye.